All right, guys, welcome back to SOAR class. I'm Ms. Vukmanic. I have you all on mute right now so that everybody can hear, and I will unmute you at the end of class so you can ask questions and share and all that good stuff. So if you can see behind me, can you tell what we're going to learn about today? The planets. All right, the planets in our solar system. We actually have 8 planets in our solar system. And I'm going to start by writing a sentence that can help us remember the order of the planets. All right, so it goes like this. My very educated mother just served us noodles. All right, so the very first letter of each of these words tells us a planet. So it's the first letter that the planet starts with. So the M for my stands for Mercury. Mercury is the first planet in our solar system. The V is for Venus. E is for, I hope everybody knows this one, it's where we live, Earth. Our closest planet begins with an M, and it is Mars. The biggest planet begins with a J, Jupiter. The one with the rings that are most noticeable begins with an S, and that's Saturn. The U planet is Uranus. And the final planet begins with an N, and that is Neptune. So my very educated mother just served us noodles can help us remember the order of the planets. And all of these planets go around, orbit around the sun. And the sun is actually a star, and we're going to talk more about the sun and stars on Thursday. So we have 8 planets. When I was your age and when I was in school, I learned this sentence, but it was a little bit different. It said, my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas, because there was a P planet that is no longer a planet. Do you know what that is? Pluto. Not Mickey Mouse's friend, but Pluto the planet. But it's not a planet anymore. Now it's called an ice dwarf. So we are going to start class today with a short book, or a book about Pluto, and it's called Pluto Gets the Call. It's a cute book about Pluto. I don't have it. I couldn't get it. So I am going to have somebody online read it to you, but she does a good job. And I will be back with you in a moment, okay? So I want you to think about, why is Pluto no longer a planet? And you're going to learn some other cool facts about the planets. All right. Here we go.
Pluto Gets the Call by Adam Rex. Ooh, someone's going to call? Are they calling to invite me to a party? I love parties. Hi. Hey, over here, behind the ice and all those other guys. It's me, Pluto, the 9th planet. It's great to see you. We don't get a lot of visitors out here in the Kuiper Belt. It's this huge ring around the sun that's full of frozen stuff. It's kind of my neighborhood. No big deal. So, not to brag, but I'm mostly made of nitrogen. Ooh, nitrogen, swoon. I'm almost as big as Earth's moon. I'm really cold, and I have a big heart on my belly because I love being a planet. Hold on a second, that's my phone. You got Pluto. Oh, what a coincidence. I was just talking to someone from Earth. Sorry, I should take this. What? What do you mean? I'm not a planet anymore. Why am I not a planet anymore? Okay. Thank you for calling. That was just some scientists from Earth. They say I'm not a planet anymore. No biggie. They asked if I'd like to be known as the solar system's largest ice dwarf. And I was like, how'd you like to be known as Earth's meanest scientist, huh? Huh? Okay, I really didn't say that. I'm sorry, you were probably hoping to hang out with a real planet. Let me show you around. Psst, Neptune, are you awake? This is Neptune. He's closer to the sun than me, but he's still so far away that it takes him 165 years to orbit all the way around. It only takes Earth 1 year. 1 year exactly. That's what a year is actually. Ah, a black hole. Don't get sucked in. Who are you talking to? No one, man. Go back to sleep. Neptune is pretty icy and gassy. I'm not being mean. He just is. His twin is called Uranus. They're practically the same size. Hey, Pluto. Don't mind Uranus. She always spins on her side. So do her rings. When did she get rings? I want rings. Uranus is icy too. In fact, she and Neptune are called ice giants, which is why they want to call me an ice dwarf, I guess. What's up, Pluto? I know you have kind of a funky orbit, but I don't usually see you this close to the sun. Yeah, these Earth scientists say I'm not a planet anymore. What? Hold on, there's my phone. Am I back in place? Down a little to the left. Oh, look, it's the scientists again. What do you want? No, as a matter of fact, I don't want to be called a Plutoid. Would you like to be called a humanoid? Sheesh, hanging up. I gotta go, Uranus. Stay frosty. Next up are Saturn and Jupiter. They're gas giants. Again, I'm not making these names up. Hi, Pluto. Hi, yourself. Saturn has amazing rings. Oh, stop. They look like solid bands from far away, but really they're made up of little bits of ice and rock and dust. Oh, stop. Hey, look over there. It's Jupiter. Stop looking at me. He's a big ball of gas. You're a big ball of gas. I'm not though. I'm little and I have a hard surface that you can stand on, but Saturn and Jupiter don't. If you tried to stand on Jupiter, you'd just fall right through him. You know, Jupiter, he's really stormy. That great red spot is a storm. It's bigger than Earth, and it's been there for as long as I can remember. I'm bigger than all you planets put together. I should go. Bye, Pluto. Call me. Geez, there's a lot of garbage between Jupiter and Mars. Oh, nice. It's Pluto calling us garbage. We're not garbage. We're bits of rocks called asteroids and comets. Yeah, together we're called the asteroid belt. Sorry, gosh, I'm sorry. Just because he's a planet, he thinks he's better than us. What about Ceres? He's pretty big. He orbits around the sun. He's round like a planet. Yeah, that's right. How come you're a planet and I'm not? I'm actually not a planet anymore. He's not a planet anymore? He's not a planet anymore. Hey, I don't have to take this. I'm out of here. So here's Mars. She's smaller than Earth, and she has a lot of water ice. I don't see any water ice. It's under her surface. It's part ice, water, dust, and small rocks. That's exactly what I put in my smoothies. She's called the red planet because of all the rusty iron on her surface. Hi, Mars. I have robots on me. Yeah? Some of them just sit there. Some of them roll around. Robots! The humans sent them here. Ugh. No offense, but I don't want to talk about the humans right now. So next is Earth. It's where mean scientists live. Moving on. Oh, come on. Look, there's Earth's moon. Guess who has the most moons? Mars, no, Neptune. Wait, Uranus, no, Mercury. Ooh, it's Venus. I mean Saturn. It's Saturn, isn't it? Jupiter. Oh, I was gonna say that. Wow, Pluto has traveled over 3.5 billion miles. Venus and Mercury are really hot. You're not so bad yourself either. Venus is the hottest planet, and she's hidden behind yellow acid clouds. You'd hide your face too if it was covered in volcanoes. Mercury's hot too, but he's also cold. Cold as ice. If you were standing on Mercury in the sun, you'd burn up. But if you stood in the shade, you'd freeze. Hey, Pluto, are you doing okay? Oh, I'm just kind of down because I'm not a planet anymore. Not a planet, but you're round. Yeah. You orbit the sun. You don't orbit another planet like a moon does. Yeah, but I live in a crowded neighborhood. I guess a real planet's supposed to sweep all the ice and rocks out of the way. Hey, why don't you go talk to the boss about this? Yeah, man, go ask the sun's advice. She's pretty bright. Maybe I will. Did you get what I said? Pretty bright? Because she's the sun? Yeah, no, I got it. Pluto, you're far from home. Did you hear what happened to me? Pluto, you were orbiting around me for billions of years before the word planet was even invented. Oh, I know. I just liked feeling special for a while. Look out at the solar system, my friend. Mercury is the smallest, and dare I say the cutest. Venus is the hottest, and I rotate in opposite direction as most everybody else. Earth has life, and this yummy sandwich. Mars has robots. I guess they're kind of cool. Jupiter's the biggest. Stop staring at my red spot. Saturn has its rings. Yoo-hoo! Hi, Pluto! And people talk about Uranus for a lot of different reasons. Aw, shucks, you must mean my charming personality. And well, Neptune is Neptune. What's that supposed to mean? But you, Pluto, you're the planet who doesn't get to be a planet anymore, and people will love you for it. You're still a planet to everyone who was too short to ride the Ferris wheel, to everyone who's ever put $7 into a claw machine and still didn't get the hippopotamus they wanted, to all the people picked last for kickball. Do you know that right now as we speak, those scientists are still arguing about you? They are? You used to be the coldest, littlest planet, but now you have a big, warm place in our hearts. There, don't cry, Jupiter. I'm not crying, I have meteor dust in my eyes. Thanks, son. Don't mention it. I'd hug you, but you'd burn up instantly. It's cool. Get it? Cool. They get it. For your writing today,
All right. So Pluto got kicked out of being a planet because he didn't follow all the rules. Planets have to be round, and Pluto is. They have to be able to orbit the sun, which Pluto does, and they have to be able to knock everything out of their path. And that's where he failed. And he isn't powerful enough to knock everything out of its orbit. So Pluto is now considered an ice dwarf, and it's not considered a planet any longer. But who knows, maybe it'll come back one day. I'll put him out here. He doesn't count any longer. And then they also talked about the asteroid belt. There's a whole bunch of asteroids and comets that fly between Mars and Jupiter, and that's called the asteroid belt, and it goes all the way around. All right, what I want for you to do now is to get your piece of paper ready and a pencil. And I'm going to use this as my piece of paper. What I want you to do on one end, so if this is my paper, maybe I'll get a marker that actually works. I want you to draw in the corner your sun. Okay, this is going to be your sun. And then I want you to make 8 sets of dotted lines, which are going to be the orbit paths of your planets. So here's my sun. I'm going to do dot, 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 dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, doesn't have to be perfect. 5, ran out of room down here, so I'm just going to start over here. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I have 8 paths that would go around my sun. All right, so what we're going to do now is, you still have some time to finish it, but we're going to put all of the planets on here, okay? So my first planet is going to be Mercury. Mercury is quite small. So I'm just going to make a little circle on this path. And I'm going to show you a picture of Mercury, and I'm going to tell you a couple facts about Mercury. You can color Mercury in, and then we'll move on to the next planet, okay? So Mercury is pretty small. You can see here, it's kind of like grays and browns and blues. So you can try to color it in how you would like. Mercury takes 88 days to go around the sun. The Earth takes 365 days, so a year. So a Mercury year is going to be a lot shorter than an Earth year. It is only as wide as the Atlantic Ocean. So the Atlantic Ocean is the same size, basically, as the entire planet of Mercury. 18 Mercuries would fit inside Earth. And the temperatures are crazy. It is so close to the sun that it can get to close to 850 degrees. But it's also the side that's not facing the sun is super cold at negative 290 degrees it can get down to. So there's no way a human could survive on there. Mercury is super fast and it travels 31 miles per second. Crazy. All right, so if you want to color in maybe kind of grayish, I just have my dry erase markers, so I'm going to just do black here. And I'm going to write Mercury, or you can just write an M for Mercury so you can remember it. All right, our next planet is Venus. So I'm going to go to the next line, and it doesn't matter where you put it on here. This is Venus. If you notice, it's kind of reddish orangish. Again, my markers aren't the greatest for this, the colors. And I'll show you a better picture of Venus. Here you go. Venus is the second brightest object in the night sky besides the moon. It has yellow clouds of sulfur and sulfuric acid that cover it, and it reflects the light. So that's why it's so bright. It is the hottest planet, and it can get to 860 degrees. So again, there is no way that humans could survive on it. It takes Venus 225 days to go around the sun. So again, it's a shorter path than we have. All right, the third planet you know very well, and it is where we live, Earth. So I'm going to draw Earth on here. Earth is still a pretty small planet. We know that Earth is blue and green. We have water that's blue, and we have some green continents. I'm going to draw some green land on here. Definitely not accurate. Okay, and this is Earth. You know this one pretty well. Kind of cool that all the planets other than Earth were named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. Earth means ground. It's kind of the most boring name. 70% of the surface is water, so only 30% is land. There's a ton more water than land. All right, next up we have Mars. And Mars is about the same size as Earth. Mars is called the red planet. It's got a lot of dust on there, so I'm going to color it red. Mars. Here's a picture of Mars. Mars has a huge dust storms. The largest peak is a volcano called Olympus Mons, and it is 3 times higher than our highest mountain, which is Mount Everest. Water exists as ice at the North and South poles. So scientists believe that it's the most likely planet that humans may one day be able to habitat, which is kind of cool. Would you want to move to Mars? Oh. All right, next planet, we've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. We have Jupiter, and Jupiter is pretty big. It's kind of brownish and orangish. Jupiter. All right, so you can kind of see those stripes there. Jupiter takes 12 Earth years to go around the sun. So it is really far away. The Great Red Spot, that storm has been going on for at least 350 years, which is pretty crazy. Right here, it's a humongous storm. It has some of the largest moons in the solar system that you can actually see one of their biggest moons with just binoculars. You don't even need a telescope for it. And it has 79 known moons. Just imagine looking out the window and seeing 79 moons at night. That would be crazy. We only have 1 moon. So that is Jupiter. Next up, we have Saturn, and that's the easiest planet to identify because of those rings. It's not the only planet that has rings, but they are, you can see them the clearest. Here is Saturn, kind of a yellowy color. I don't have any yellow. I'm going to just color it brown. Saturn. All right, Saturn takes 29 years to go around the sun. It is a gas giant. Both Jupiter and Saturn you would sink right through because it doesn't have like a hard ground like we do to stand on. They have 53 named moons, and there's 29 more that they need to find more information on, so they could have 82 moons. Pretty crazy. All right, next up is Uranus, and it is kind of a greenish tealish color. Excuse me. Swallowed wrong. All right, here's Uranus. Oh man. All right, it takes 84 years for Uranus to go around. 84 years. Oh. It's blue because of gases. It orbits on its side, so its seasons would be completely different than ours. Summer and winter at the poles take 21 years each. So imagine living on Uranus and your entire life right now would only be summer or winter. It wouldn't have even changed seasons yet. Pretty crazy. They have 27 moons. All right, and our final planet, is Neptune. And it is a beautiful blue color. There you go. And this is crazy. It is so far away, it takes 165 years, Earth years, to go around the sun one time. So in our entire lifetime, it will not be 1 year on Neptune. No space probes have been out that far to Neptune or Uranus, but there was a flyby made by a space probe, the Voyager 2, in 1989. They have 14 moons, and one of them is as big as the planet, the old planet Pluto. All right, so there we have it. Those are our planets in order in the solar system. I will post this video if you need more time to do it, or want to add more to it or whatever. There are also some things on my Clever page if you are interested in learning more about the planets. So tomorrow, or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, on Thursday, we will be learning about the sun and stars. And what I need for you to do is to bring your iPad. If you use something else to do the Zooms with, like a laptop or something, make sure you have your iPad. So we are going to download an app and we are going to explore the sky. One other thing before I let you guys go, if you don't have questions and stuff, is coming up in December 21st, I think is going to be the brightest. Jupiter and Saturn are going to be overlapping in their orbit around the sun. So from our view, it is going to be a really bright star called the Christmas star. So try to check that out if you can. It should be pretty bright for the entire week, but I think the 21st of December is supposed to be the brightest. And it hasn't happened for 800 years. So it's once in a lifetime thing to see. So I hope you get to check it out. Okay. All right. I am going to